Now we're on our way up to a place called Columbia Rock. It's a switchback that should take us up past the tree line and with incredible views, I'm told. But we're now panning around to what is called Lower Yosemite Falls. I think I got that right. It's quite spectacular, or as they say in America, awesome. Now we're on the path up to Columbia Rock. It leads up further, about another 1,000 feet on top of that. We're only going around about 600 feet rather than the full 2,000 feet that takes you up to the top. Now this path is one of the first paths in Yosemite to get you over the mountains. Mule and yaks, I would imagine. And it's now fairly easy path with steps all the way. When they put the steps in, I don't know, but it's got to be a long time ago. But it makes the path quite easy. And I'm told when we get to Columbia Rock, which is the halfway point, it should have some magnificent views. And it goes up and zigzags. I can hear birds all around us now, which I haven't heard before. And I see a squirrel over there, which you probably can't see. It's up on that rock over there. Well, we're halfway up to Columbia Rock, and it's been tough. It's been zigzag, good path I'll say, but it's been zigzag all the way. And it's now 2:15, and we're told by anybody that's coming back down it'll take about another 40 minutes to get up there. And 40 minutes for me is, 40 minutes should I say for them, is probably 50 or 60 minutes for me. I mean, Kathy's doing great, she's way ahead, but I made a decision. I think that it'll be a good idea to turn back. It's going to be dark in an hour and a half, and I do not want to be on this track in the dark. And anyway, I've got to go down and pick up a souvenir in the store. I found a nice jacket that is perfect for my motorbike back in Ireland, and it's got Yosemite written all over it, so it'll be a perfect souvenir. So that's the plan. We'll head back down, get into the car, go to the souvenir shop, and then back to the hotel for a nice big sirloin steak. How does that sound? Okay, talk to you later. Bye now. We're at a car park, partly up the valley from Yosemite, and it is called Tunnel View. Now there's the tunnel, but that's not what the view is. So what you're looking at here is on the left is a mountain cliff called El Capitan, and what is more famous is the half dome, which I will zoom in on. That's it there. I hope you can see it okay. They say that a glacier came and took half the dome away, but that's not historically correct. It was shaved that shape by the glacier as it came down.
This is Kathy speaking. I'm narrating on Aubrey's smartphone, and we have entered the Mariposa Grove of giant sequoias, and Aubrey is now going to walk into the grove. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about them. We are standing in the midst of one of Yosemite's natural and cultural treasures, and among the world's most massive living organisms. The trees around you have stood strong for centuries. One tree in the grove, the grizzly giant, is estimated to be between 1,800 and 2,800 years old. Another tree is so old and large that a 128-year-old ponderosa pine is growing in its crown. The giant sequoia is the largest tree in the world by total volume. And I'm going to let Aubrey continue this narrative.
Right, we've climbed up as far as what's called the grizzly. Is that what it's called, Kathy?
The giant grizzly.
The giant grizzly, and that's what we're looking at here. You can see it through the pine trees. And I'll come round, and there's another tree just as big. That's looking down towards the valley, which is the way we're going to go next time. And as I pan round, here's the second tree with a great big hole in the middle. You could probably drive an old Mini through there, but nothing much else. But there used to be a tree larger than this where you could get a full-size car right through the centre. And there are photographs, and I might put one in to show what it was like. But back in '69, it fell over due to the winds and the amount of snow that it was carrying. And part of the problem was that the roots were getting damaged by too many cars driving through it. And that was the end of a 1,000-year-old tree. Brilliant. Well, we've come to our last day in Yosemite Park, and it's been one hell of an adventure. I've never seen anywhere quite like it. There's nowhere in Ireland, nowhere probably in Europe, that can compare with what we've seen in the last 3 to 4 days. Now, we've done a nice easy walk today. It's mainly paved, as you can see behind, and it's only gone up by around about 300 feet, so it hasn't been too difficult. But we're up in a place called Mirror Lake, beg your pardon, Mirror Lake. It's not much of a lake, I'll show it to you in a minute. And this is early morning, probably when I say early morning, about 10 o'clock. And we're packing it in after this run and heading to a nice, comfortable hotel for lunch, which is in the park itself. And I'll send you a few photographs of that as well. Now I'm just going to spin around, and you'll be able to see how pretty it is where I am right now. Forget about the jacks there, by the way. I'm coming around. There's your lake or pond, more like. And then up in the hills behind me, I'll bring it down a bit so you can see, a part of the cliffs that are in Yosemite Park. The two big ones is Half Dome, which I may have shown to you already, not sure, because I haven't done the editing yet, but the other one is called El Capitan, and I will point those out in the video I'll make when I get back to Napa. We're in the Ahwahnee Hotel in Yosemite, in the Valley of Yosemite. It's a beautiful hotel, and we've just had lunch here in a hall that looks like something out of Henry VIII. You might expect him to come in at any stage. So this is the Great Hall here. It's got fireplaces everywhere, and we'll go and join Kathy, and she might be able to tell us a little bit more of this hotel. Right, Kathy, what can you tell us about this hotel?
Well, we are sitting in the grand entrance hall to the Ahwahnee Hotel, one of the jewels of Yosemite Valley. And it was built it was finished in 1927. It took 2 years to build at a cost of $250,000, which back then was a good amount. And in 1977, it was put on the Register of Historic Places, which is not easy to do, not easy to qualify for. And it is just a magnificent structure that is built mostly out of granite blocks from Yosemite Valley.
Okay, and we've been up here now for 4 days. We're heading back to Napa today. Have you anything to take home about our 3 to 4 days here?
Well, Yosemite Valley is one of the most magical places on earth. I've done a lot of traveling, and this is in my top 3 destinations of anywhere in the world. It's just beautiful,
Yeah,
spiritual. It restores your soul.
Yeah, well, I would agree with all those things, and for me, it is the cliffs of Moher, not a touch on a place like this. These cliffs go up thousands of feet, just straight up, and it blocks off the light for most of the day around here. But we've done some walking. We've seen some big trees. What were the name of those trees, Kathy?
The giant sequoias.
Sequoias. They are absolutely fantastic, and you may have seen some of this already in the video that we've done. So we're about to head back, and it's been a great 3 days that we've been here. So onwards and upwards, and we'll talk to you very soon.